Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2 underway. Spotting at the top right corner of the map. It's going to be Axiom's red Zerg player. He's leading 1-0 at the moment. It's Impact.
Never left as the Blue Terran. Team Storm's Polt.
So here's the thing about Polt, right? You can never count him out. A little bit of love for Impact and all this stuff aside, like he's up 1-0, that's great. It's still going to be very difficult to secure a 2-0. A 2-1 maybe, but like it's Polt, right? Like this guy doesn't give up, and he's not going to be deterred, if anything, empowered by the fact that he's down 1 in this series. It's still not a situation where anyone's in any real danger. It's still early stages of the group, so nobody's really getting knocked out, but map score does come into effect. And let's say hypothetically it comes down to a scenario where Polt gets knocked out because he's like 1 map shy or something. Like that could really suck with the way this particular best of 3 opened. But just a quick apology for the next 2 minutes, guys. The garbage men have come back once again.
Damn garbage man.
Dude, I don't get why they do it in like 3. Okay, so there's like the garbage, the there's like the regular garbage, then there's like the organic waste, and then there's like the recycling. But I swear they just lump it all into the same truck.
Yeah, you need a bit more freedom. We only have 2. We have recycling and like just other garbage. When I was in Canada, I was like 3 holes. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I guess actually that's not something I thought about. Yeah, when we were in California, that was what caught me off a little bit. I'm like, oh, there's just like 1 garbage can for everything?
It's usually just 1. Like,
And
it's really, it's advanced if they have 2.
But you know, the thing is too, like on top of that, like I'm going to call BS on this too. I remember we were in the Hilton Hotel, and I was looking at one of the garbage cans, and the giant waste bin said like, all contents will be recycled off-site. And I'm like, recycled? Like, you're throwing everything in here. What are you recycling? Oh man, Ink595 by the way gets shout out for the best use of this emote. Alright, so as far as this game goes, I mean, it's merry-go-round. What are you gonna have to look out for, right? I mean, once upon a time, I remember when this map first came out, we get so excited, the possibility of tanks on ledges, marauders up on the high ground. We've certainly seen games where siege tanks can siege up this middle base, but we've never really seen them used outside of it, which kind of sucks. I still remember the days of the hopeful eyes of Rifkin and Zombie Grub, looking for tanks to come back to StarCraft 2.
Wah, wah. With the new Deadwing, or the old Deadwing, I should say, when it was new, it looked so hopeful. And, dreams were dashed there.
Memories of MMA past.
Memories.
The Reaper trading out here a little bit, going to be a bit of a nuisance, but I mean, this isn't 3 Reapers. It's not even 2 Reapers, really. I mean, this is just scouting.
Yeah. You know, Impact took a lot of damage from that Banshee, and it wasn't just like there was a lot of direct damage. A lot of queens went down, but there's also just a lot of like messiness from both sides, really. But you know, especially from Impact, just having to pull his drones away, back in, back away. Like my Lings are being awkward here until they killed the Hellions, but he pulled it back, and a lot of that I think had to do with Polt not being pushy enough. I would describe it, but kind of. You know, he was always afraid to go on a creep, even despite having a really very powerful army, and he let Impact feel comfortable enough to actually just counterattacking for just 30 seconds with mutas can actually change the course of a game if you're not totally prepared.
It's like, excuse me, pardon me, come through. Hello, just whoops, right here. Okay. Yeah, maybe pushy's a funny way to describe it, but I don't disagree at all. You're right. Like there's the initial bit where the creep was actually pretty badly hurt. You know, Impact wasn't able to spread any of it, and this gave Polt a really nice edge in the early game. But the thing is, though, while you hear a lot of commentators talk about how the creep is a big deal, it is. Make no mistake. If you fight on a creep as a Zerg player, you're always going to have a better chance of taking a good fight than, say, off of creep, do that move speed bonus. But you can still fight off of creep. It's not like it's impossible, but it's just generally speaking, like this is no and this is yes when it comes to where to fight.
Like in case any 6-year-olds were watching.
I know. It makes sense that the creep spread is such a critical part of the matchup. I mean, you'll even see some players really go as far as to do that cool little hatchery trick. You know, you drop the creep tumor on top of the canceled hatchery and spread it as quickly as possible. But yeah, sorry, not trying to demean our viewers. I was just. It comes down sometimes so basically to being yes or no as far as whether you want to fight, and Sometimes we see players really just break the rules. Again, we reference Inertio so much because of the insane series he played versus Yoda recently. But he's shown us you don't have to. Oh my god, those links were like a 1/2 of a millisecond late to getting in there.
That was almost perfectly timed.
He's gonna get at least
It's going to be 8 Hellions as the last 2 pop out, as well as a couple of Banshees. So very similar to last game. There's starting a bio behind it. It's Polt. I don't think does he ever go mech in TVZ? Well, usually bio.
Actually,
Impact.
yes. And I've seen
oh wait, have
Pendulous beat him actually.
Joshy, actually. Okay, well, I'll believe you. But, you know, Impact, he had a Baneling nest because he wasn't quite sure what was on the way. You know, it's got a no 3rd CC. You got to just prepare for everything. So that means that the Sport Colors, they're not done. And again, they're not at the 3rd, so there's no detection for this Banshee.
I love all the people in chat patronizing me. Oh, now I get it. TVZ never made sense before.
Flashcards have to be used.
Yeah. Small counterattack tries to go off, but it is dealt with pretty easily by the Home Depot. So now it just comes down to what's on the other side of the map. And once again, you know, no Spore Crawler, no Overseer. Dealing with this Banshee's going to be a pain in the ass. I mean, they're a little bit further back, but there's no creep spread to advance these forward, right? So with this Queen going down, you guys have to remember, a Banshee does beat out a Queen 101. Now there's 2 Banshees here for like 1 Queen, or 1.5 barely alive Queen. It's not going to work. He's going to back up once again. Helling's just going to try and run by things. Last time Impact got a really sick surround. He's trying to emulate that once again, but he can't quite get the damage or the surface area on these Hellions. So he's bleeding out a lot of these links and not getting a lot done for it. 3rd base is absolutely going to die in this drone. Why was I born? He's contemplating life right now, seriously. And he's actually gonna live. He's gonna live. That's the craziest part.
I want to live. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. But Impact, you know, I don't think this is why I didn't defend, but he is choosing not to go for upgrades, rather going for a bit faster in this game. Mutalisk, and I like that choice. The production is going to be set up by the time he gets his Mutalisk out, so it's not going to be like, oh, we only have 6 Marines, oh my god. But he's so good with them, and it buys him so much time, and Polt has shown in the last game that he is not the type to be like, charge ahead, let me just win the game. He will try and defend a Mutas, and he will lose out on opportunities he created for himself by doing so. This 3rd going down, such a big deal. Impact, he already had such difficulty last game, and that was when it survived.
I want to point out too, like 6 Queens died. That's quite a bit of a mineral investment.
Yeah.
It's funny though that drone ended up being kind of like a crane fly. Like his life lasted like nothing at all. It gets built only to replace the hatchery that built him. Like that's some weird stuff, man.
Impact has to use his Mutas to oh man. do a lot of work. Polt remade the Hellions, which is always interesting. Like seeing 6 die immediately and then remake like 4, not that surprising. You want some Hellions, but to lose almost all of them, I guess you should say, and repair a lot of them and still make I think 4 more or 2 more at least. It's a little interesting. Maybe looking to use Hellbats. No, if I'm thinking what of mines. All right.
I just feel rough about Impact all around. I mean, his drone count's okay, his upgrades are on the way, but he doesn't have a large army supply right now. Like the overall supply looks okay, but I mean, you're never really trading 1 for 1 in TVZ for the Terran or for the Zerg. I mean, a lot of the times these engagements can go both ways. Terran players can have 6 splits, sometimes they don't. Banelings get 6 connections. I mean, it's weird to phrase it like this, but being on even supply isn't being on even supply. Polt does have a small lead, but again, Impact could take a decent engagement and perhaps turn this around. Problem is, though, you brought up the Mutas. I think one of the big things is he can't really afford to go for that harass. I mean, ideally, you dive in through that mineral line. You pick off as many SCVs as you can, right? But he actually is going to need every unit for the defense.
1-1 is about to finish for him, and he will want to wait for that to... Oh! Whoa! Nice hit right there.
So, yeah, we talk about sometimes Banelings get some good connects. That's one of those times. Sad thing, though, is keep in mind you lose the Baneling forever, no matter how good or bad the hit is.
Of course. Banshees, don't just stay there, please. Impact also doesn't have a lot of gas. He is putting everything into Mutas, and so that means that 2-2 will not be on the way. You know, everything into Mutas and Baneling, try and hold on for now, and maybe you can work like some pig magic and just win with 1-1 in like a 30-minute long game.
Cool. Okay.
If you don't know, guys, that pig magic like weird pig like player.
weird voodoo pig magic sacrifices the blood of a pig we're referring to, of course, Exile 5's Australian player Pig. But, okay, so I didn't think of it like that until you said that. The Hellbats actually get taken care of here pretty quickly. If the Hellbats all go down, there's really not enough Marines to stop the Mutas, so Impact should be able to hold this. You can get the Banshees, too, for that. Where's the Overseer?
Oh, it's slow. Didn't invest into the speed upgrade for them, and you really do want to.
Slow to the party, but... speaking of pigs, the Widowmine sound when it goes up.
Machine for pigs, machine for pigs.
Okay, Impact takes control of his defenses yet again. The problem is, no matter how good these trades go for him, he's still down in supply. Macro hatchery is finally up and working here too, so he's starting to get those injects out. He'll be able to get those extra lings out, that larva, everything he wants, of course. But the fourth base, you know, it was meant to be a little bit sneaky, did get revealed. At the same time, like, you never really want to take this high ground one. It's too easy for Polt to lay siege at the bottom of the low ground here. So I can understand why he kind of leapfrogged forward down there.
Yeah. It's gonna be so hard to keep control of, though. Impact, he's on a decent drone count. He's on that 4th now as well, but he is again, he is on the ropes, very similar to last game. Takes a full shot to the face with that Widowmine.
I was a little bit curious why those lings running around. I thought he was going to defend something he saw, but just trying to get around the army. Sorry about that, guys. So just like, why? Why is it not having lings up? But of course, sandwich attacks seem to be the best attacks, and that's something he's going to possibly be able to set up. It looks like it's just a counter attack straight up. This Reaper that somehow lived in the early game is actually going to scout this. It's kind of a big deal. So Polt rallies reinforcements back home instead of blindly coming across the map.
Oh, it's not going to work out. The upgrades, again, Impact had delayed him for a very long time. And unfortunately, you said he was like, you thought maybe he was looking around for a drop. There was a drop. He went underneath the drop and didn't notice it. So that could have been an easy pickoff. It doesn't kill any drones, barely damages the hatchery, but it does force his units out of position.
While trying to catch a couple of these Marines out, the Marauder's still going to hit pretty nicely. And the Mutas out of position, he can freely pick up. Usually you can't afford to do this because of the heat of the moment of these Mutas, but with the Thors coming out, he's going to try Magic Box. Impact taking a pretty decent engagement here. I think he should be able to clench this. Yeah.
Ooh, hopefully he gets a lot of... Go get the one with Thor. Is it a Thor? Yeah, it is a Thor.
Yeah,
get the one with the Thor!
Yeah, the boost was on cooldown there. Whether you got the one with Thor or not, I mean, he did still pick up some medevacs there, so decent trades. I mean, a Mutalisk does cast as much as a medevac. So.
Oh, no. Another base going to go down.
I mean, okay, he's going to take this one next. I don't know that I can applaud this. I kind of feel like this is going to put him in a worse position as far as defense goes, but, you know, a ninja base or something could be kind of cool, too.
Merry-Go-Round has always been a hard base for fourths, if you give the, you know, if you don't start with the pressure early as the Zerg player.
The problem I'm seeing is every time we see this discrepancy in supply, it's growing bigger and bigger. You know, first it's 10 difference, then it's 20, now it's like 30. I mean, it's a rough spot to be in, and this is the reason this cliff works so nicely is because it basically shuts down banelings.
Yeah, it does. You can also, you know, lift and really abuse medevacs, but counterattack is Impact's best bet. Love this choice. There's actually no missile turrets. Just mutas would have been very effective. The lings do run away now, but counter forces into an odd position. Do not lose.
Gotta be careful. Yeah, gotta be careful with clumping. Combination missile turrets, combination Thors. I mean, these are very expensive units you can't really give away. Quite frankly, I think he needs to bring these back home. There's just so much here on his doorstep. He doesn't have any banelings prepared for this. Just Zerglings flooding, and here comes the Mutas. Yeah, he needs everything here on the home front.
When they were all spread out, mass lings would have been able to clean that up. Now they're a bit more consolidated, and now more Marines are joining forces as well as more Thors. But Impact's going to go in again. There's a Widowmine, but of course that won't kill the Mutas, and he'll be able to get a lot more SCVs.
Unlike last game too, Polt did not neglect his 3-3. That's actually been started up behind all of this, guys. So as time ticks on, this looks a little bit worse for Impact. A big part of why he was able to fight so well was it was even upgrades. You don't see it a lot in TVZ, but
Oh, the Widowmine.
Difference of like 40 supply now. Like I said, every time it just seems to grow a little bit more vast, a little bit more different, a little bit more in the flavor of Polt here. Mutas are going to bleed out to the Thor, even though he will clean them up. But you know, what good are 4 Mutas? GG's going to be calling him. Polt will tie up the series 1-1.